It becomes secondary when the first buyer of a unit in a new project becomes the primary buyer of that unit. He buys at the primary rate the developer offers. The moment the primary buyer sells off this unit to another buyer, the property becomes part of the secondary market. For subsequent transfers of title and sale, the term secondary is used. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a quick session, as I said. It's a brainstorming session. We're going to ask the panelists to say a few words. I'm just going to pose one or two questions to the developer community and to our real estate brethren. Can we have the mics here, please? Let me start with the developers. I'm going to start with Mr. Ajit. The primary sale market, what does the real estate agent community contribute to your primary sales?
Chennai is a little different market as far as residential primary sales are concerned through the realtors. I think the culture here till a couple of years back was none of the developers used to pay any fee. They used to believe that the apartments sell on their own or because of their branded sales. But thanks to the influx of the players from Bangalore and pan-India developers coming in here, the culture of paying fee has started. So having said that, in my own experience, see, if you look at traditionally the older developers who are there, even today quite a lot of them are averse in parting with a fee. He says that, and I still see a lot of brokers who are there, realtors who are there, who still do the sale as a matter of service without even receiving a fee either from the developer or from the customer. But it's just because they own the customer, having dealt with them in the secondary market, so they continue to service them. We do pay a fee because we were not, I was a new developer, so probably I didn't carry the legacy of the old developers here, and my co-promoters were from different region where very large number of sales used to take place, or majority of the sales, or more than majority of the sale used to take place from through the channel partners. So our sales today, in spite of this, is less than 10% comes from organized realtors. Less than 10%.
Less than 10%.
Less than 10%. This I'm talking of the premium projects, but when it comes to luxury projects, they are niche projects, so there the percentage is much higher.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ajit. Anand, what are your thoughts on this? Can we have another mic here, please?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks.
Hello.
What are your thoughts on this? What kind of sales do we as agents contribute to your primary sales?
I shared that earlier also with the audience. I mean, realtors today contribute close to 30% of our business. Chennai is probably contributing about 18-20% of the business. The ideal mix, we believe, should be about 40%. I think that's where you truly hit a glass ceiling, and that level would be a consistent level for most of us. Today, if you see most real estate developers who are serious about activating the channel partner business have a separate dedicated team that works only exclusively to service channel partners. Our constraints come from the fact that the channel partner business is a distribution game for us. It's like bank branches. The more the branches that you have, the larger is your share of business. But I mean, if you have a 5-10 member team dedicatedly working on channel partners, you could probably reach out only to about 600, 700, 800 realtors. But there are close to 10,000 out there. And truly, we would like any person who has a reasonable influencing control over the consumer will be somebody that we would like to entertain, because the product knowledge is something that rests with us. We would do that bit of taking that consumer from that level of awareness to the last mile of awareness and close the loop out. So for us, it is a distribution game, and that is exactly why I said, if bodies like yourself can truly have a much larger number of people. Okay, so I don't know why it is just 95 people. I think for an organization that's been there with such rich amount of people, it should be for much larger number of people. So if there are entry barriers, that should probably be reduced. And if for us, it makes great sense for me to come to one single body, which in turn gives me access to 10,000 people, rather than me finding out all the 10,000 people across the city. If that can be done, that will be great.
That's true, but just to tell you, as far as I'm sure this speaks for all the associations in India, that there are certain prerequisites to become a member, and the process is a little stringent now because it's end of the day is the reputation of the association which is at stake. So we need to make sure that these are taken care of before we admit him or her as a member of the association. Jitu, you hold, or rather you market many projects across Kolkata. How challenging is it to convince a developer to give you a sole selling agent's right for the project?
Chand, Calcutta is a very different type of a market. In fact, I'm shocked to hear in Chennai, the developers, they don't encourage real estate brokers to sell their initial project. Normally in Calcutta, we have, normally the developers prefer giving projects to agents like us who take the entire responsibility of pre-selling as well as post-selling activities. Where they are actually banking on one agent or one company. Whereas after that, we also appoint sub-brokers. It's not that we are exclusive agent. We are exclusive agent for the particular project, but then it's not that we are the one who are selling 100% of the inventory. See, the problem which the developers have faced in their past is when they approach the customers always look for a discount. Where, as far as today's market is concerned, the market is going with a rough patch. Selling is becoming tough. A developer executive or a developer representative cannot approach the customer even twice or thrice to buy any property. Whereas if we as an outsourced agency, we can approach a customer, where customer is having more confidence, like he's a genuine, he's a person who's actually not representing one developer. So he will give me a good project, a good product with or a promoter which is having a good background. So as far as Calcutta market is concerned, presently we are marketing over 45 projects where we are having exclusive marketing agents of residential as well as commercial properties.
That's brilliant.
So I see 1% or a 2% brokerage fee is nothing in comparison to if you are achieving a sale even 3 months before what you are planning to achieve. So that covers your interest cost. So I think it is another way of marketing your project.
Farooq, how is it in Bangalore?
Bangalore is a strange animal, and I can only say Bangalore is one of the better organized real estate markets in India. And though we have about 200 plus members in our association, we're very stringent on the intake of membership because we believe in quality. And the reason we believe in quality is if we have to do business with channel partners, with developers, we should be able to say that, listen, our member is a member that you can trust 100% and you will never be let down with him. And as far as the Bangalore market is concerned, in my view, it's the most affordable, most inexpensive for the kind of quality, for the kind of design, the kind of ambience and atmosphere created in most of these projects. And the the customer that is buying in Bangalore today is very discerning, very cost conscious, very conservative. He does his study, and as a broking company, is one of our businesses. When we are approached by a client, he's a well-educated client.
Absolutely.
And he understands the market, he understands what kind of service we bring, what kind of value we bring to him when we sell the product. And at this point in time, I would say, as I mentioned a little while earlier, if you compare the whole of India, I'll go one step forward. On my travels across the globe, I can tell you with confidence, for the kind of cost, Bangalore is the cheapest market for the kind of quality that you're getting, and it's underpriced. And I think Chennai is quite expensive from that perspective. Of course, you've got a Hyderabad market, and you've got Pune, and you've got others, Mumbai and Gurgaon and the other markets. But the Bangalore market, in my view, is the most cheapest market for the kind of quality that you get. Each developer is out trying to outdo himself to sell this product, and he's giving in freebies and he's throwing in a lot of things which at the end of the day the consumer and the customer benefits.
Thank you, Farooq. We have heard from Kolkata, we have heard from Bangalore. Now let's go to Pune. Ravi, what are your thoughts on this? Can we have some silence, please? Ladies and gentlemen, the panel that you have over here, all put together must be 200 years of experience. Listen to them. These are words of wisdom that you're never going to get again. Thank you. Ravi.
Out of the 200, this is 160. Pune realtors, let me tell you the trend. In the 90s, we were doing about 70% of our sales were primary market sales. We have a culture where CREAA comes out with analysis every year that how many sales they are doing through realtors and how many they do directly. Their findings are, and I'm quoting from them, that through 2010 and 2015, direct marketing costs have been between 4 and 6%. Whereas selling through realtors is only 2%. So we, like earlier in the evening, there was somebody saying that we are invited out, we know almost every day. In Pune, similar story exists, that the interaction between the sellers, CREAA, and our association is so close and so well knit, and the kind of it's like we are an extension of their own companies. So therefore, even the incentive schemes are benefiting a lot of our members. My own sales team, before I came about 2 months ago, one of our members got a car, was selling more than 100 crores for a manufacturer, yeah, for a builder. These kind of schemes are not unique to only our team, but to the community per se. And a lot of people have benefited. I went to a function where 12 Jaguars and 6 Rolexes were given out. So obviously people have been performing. And the way forward is to have a symbiotic relationship. That's the only thing.
Thanks, Ravi. Vinod, you do a lot of primary sales in Mumbai. What are your thoughts on this?
See, I think there are 2-3 things very important as far as we as a realtor is concerned. Mumbai market, even today, more than 40-45% transactions are done through realtors, even though you have huge advertisement, direct selling through the developers. I personally feel that this decision of buying a real estate is an emotional decision. So there is a big role as a realtor we are playing. It is not that if somebody is giving good marketing and they can attract customer and do the transaction. But real estate is one of the most important decisions of somebody's life. So it's an emotional decision. So we also as a realtor have to play a very vital part. It is not only the brokerage or the turnover you are doing, but at the end of the day, we need to see that we are making a difference in somebody's life. Huge changes happening in the industry, for a couple of years. Every day there is a change. As I would like to acknowledge Anand for sharing the information that for developer to go through a good channel partner, good group of people do business, their cost is minimal than doing it directly. Just think about a developer having 10,000 brokers as a distributor. All these 10,000 brokers are putting their product daily for their resources, whatever infrastructure they are having. When the transaction is happening, then only they are liable to get brokerage. So somebody's 10,000 people are actually marketing your product out in the market daily without charging you anything. Isn't that a great thing, So there are huge opportunity for us developers, direct selling. It is a bigger cost to them. So we need to understand that more we are organized, more we are competitive, more our reach is across the country. If that is the strength, I think there is huge opportunity available in the market for realtor. No developer would like to sell directly because there is a minimal cost and then there is additional manpower they have to spend. If they really have a multiple city projects. And small developers, earlier this has to happen, small developers, as Mr. Choradia says, जिनके पास 10-15 फ्लैट है वो बोलेंगे why I need a broker, I only have 10-15 flats and people know locally me, and end of the day real estate is a local business. But what happens today's generation, the kind of product is changing. Aspire generation, they are not interested to buy that single building, So it is very difficult for those players to survive in the market where there are huge township coming up. So they have limited resources. They don't have sales team. There, our role is important. We as an individual consultant can bring that small property at a national level with our resources. So we can make a difference to their people, those kind of individual developers, And those kind of developer will come to a consultant like us who is well prepared, knowledgeable, with good infrastructure. They would like to give exclusive market mandate to brokers like us. So there are multiple opportunities according to me, and it's a great opportunity for realtor to do both, individual developer and bigger company.
Thank you, Vinod. Mr. Bagra, you again come from Kolkata, but you have traveled the length and breadth of India, being the president of India. What are your thoughts on this in terms of primary market sales?
Our primary market sales is, we have just listened from other people, is a local subject, and it differs from state to state and city to city. As Jitendra rightly pointed out, in Kolkata, it has a very different client base, very different mindset. Mumbai is definitely different, Chennai is different. So I guess primary sales gradually will be, because of the advent of the online portals and visibility of all the developers online, it will gradually diminish and people will start going directly, and maybe after maybe about a couple of years later, the properties and the primary sale could even happen online. I don't think that those days are far off. You'll find Amazon selling the properties online. So that is a bigger challenge, and we have to accept that. Is why the use of technology is very, very important.
Thank you, Mr. Bagra. Anand, just one quick two last questions for the panel. Gen Next and its members appear to be the new group of home buyers. They are looking at new specs in your product. What are the new specs that the next generation is looking at?
See, within the four walls of an apartment, there's only as much the developer can do. Somebody like us is largely focusing on what happens when you step out of your apartment. What is the lifestyle that spaces outside your apartment can give? For example, one of our projects in Bangalore, in a landlocked city like Bangalore, we are bringing in the beach to your doorsteps. So we are actually recreating an entire artificial beach right from white sandy beaches. There's a wave pool inside a residential project which you typically find in resorts and theme parks. There's hammocks, there's snorkeling. Those are the kind of things that we're doing to get the customer. And largely, what you're selling there is lifestyle. And you're not selling it on square foot, 4,500 rupees, 3,000. That's not the thing. So most of our sales in that project starts from selling the fact that you're selling. Imagine you come out of the balcony and you have a beach outside your balcony. Imagine you can send your child down not just to play cricket but to do snorkeling. So that's something that we are focusing on.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Anand. The last question is to Ms. Raju Chordia. Can I have the mic? Thank you. We as Chennai Real Estate Agents Association, what is it, I won't say wrong, but what is it not right that we are doing that we are unable to market ourselves or attract developers to come to us and give us projects to sell? What is it that you would advise us to do as a group of agents?
See, I think you should take inspiration from Calcutta. So I do have some projects there, and the approach there is, if it's a small project and somewhere affordable housing, it is just called to broker and it is given to him, he markets it. So here the networking between the developer and the realtor itself is very, very limited. Even when it comes to the transaction of land, if at all there is any contact which is there, it is only at the point of land, and beyond the land it doesn't go. So it needs to be taken to a much deeper level. I mean, the interaction has to be on to one-to-one, and there must be a confidence which has got to be built with the realtor. That means he is my consultant, he is my advisor. 360-degree overview. It should not be just a buying and selling.
Sorry for interrupting. Do you think the agents, or we as agents, don't have enough of knowledge, and that's why we are hesitant in coming?
No, it's not the knowledge. It is the real estate service which is there. If you're going to depend only on a fee-based or just a transaction-based fee, it is not going to sustain. Like what your colleague had said, that online portals are going to become a reality. What is going to happen today? I buy a Reebok shoe. I go to the bazaar, it is 15,000, and you come home and your daughter says that dad's available at 7,000. I say, really, order that particular thing. What will happen to the store? So there has got to be a total change in the business. So you will have to look at other business revenues to be packaged along with it. So knowledge becomes very, very important. Whether it is take inspiration from the MNC realtors, whether it is valuation.